the other camera right now. Extravagant Fragrances here. How's it going, everybody? Um, let's see. How do I expand this? This looks way different. I have not been live on this other platform for so long. Everything just looks so different now. Let's see. Give me a second, everybody. So, how's it going, everybody? Extravagant Fragrances here. Another late night session. If you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat. We are streaming live on TikTok and YouTube simultaneously. Yep. All right, here we go. I'm coming back over here to TikTok. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the likes. Definitely. See if we got any questions. It's kind of a Q&A. How's it going, Ariana? How are you doing? I switched over to the iPad tonight because my Android was terrible, and I had a family member show me just how bad the footage was. It was really bad. I'm streaming on YouTube right now as well, but I don't know. I think the YouTube audience is fast asleep. I don't know what it is about TikTok, but it seems like the TikTok audience are kind of like night owls. You know what I'm saying? How's it going, everybody? So we're just putting together some oils tonight, some body oils. As you can see behind me, I'm really into the fragrance. I love my fragrance. This is the an oud incense stick. I'm doing well, Ariana. Just up here, just putting together a wholesale body oils kit. So basically, as you can see, these labels right here, this is going out. This is one order. This is one order right here, okay? We've got 144 1/3 roll-ons. This is it right here. These roll-ons. I don't know. Maybe some of you have seen these before. But this is a first time. This is a first time, vendor just getting started in the business, and so he's picking up the 144 fragrances for $250 free shipping within the United States. So, and basically, what it comes out to, he'll get these for like $1.74 once they're shipped, because I ship it out in a flat rate box. And he could turn around and resell these anywhere between, depending on where you're at, anywhere between $5 to $8. So, yeah, how's it going, everybody? Like and share, like and share. We are live YouTube. We are live on TikTok as well. So we are streaming on both platforms tonight. And I'm really happy with the footage. I'm really happy with the so I got the webcam over here. The last time I streamed over on the other platform, I had a really bad camera, and so I went out and invested in a better camera, just a clearer camera. You know what I'm saying? What state are you all viewing from? And should I say country? What countries? What states? I'm over here on the East Coast. Over here on the East Coast. Let's see. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna go and pin my top favorites. White Oud, I'm telling you guys, it will knock your socks off. That fragrance, Vanilla Bean, is getting a lot of attention these days. I sent out a sample pack to one of my vendors, and he was saying that the vanilla bean, he was getting a lot of questions on it. Hey, FM. You said small business follow train. That's the name of the account. And PA. I will check that out. Definitely, I appreciate that. How's it going? Man, YouTube is dead. YouTube is dead right now, but that's okay. My subs over there, they'll see this in the morning. Everybody is like out. They're like, it's near the end of the week. I'm going to sleep. But yeah. If you got any questions, I'm gonna put this out because these things aren't cheap right here. This is a oud incense stick. And yeah, they're just not cheap. They're not expensive either. They're not super expensive, especially for oud, but they're, it's just one of those things that I kind of like to savor it. It's a really nice incense stick. I want to see about getting these in stock for the shop. How's it going over there, YouTube? So yeah, so just to kind of give everybody an idea of what is, thanks for the likes. Just to give some of you ideas of what is going out. So these are all obviously these are not the original designer fragrances. These are compared to interpretations, if you will. Just got to put that legal disclaimer out there. But this is the Born in Roma that's going out. This is the men's version. This is going out. And I was running low on the Armani Code Sports. Right here, these are the men's. This is also going out. Let's see here. We got, yeah. No, I can't find the fragrance. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Armani Code Sports. This is one of my favorite fragrances. The Armani Code Sports, though, to be honest with you, you ever smell like some fragrances that are like, man, that smells really amazing, and then you just wish it was like they could just step up the strength of that fragrance, just kind of like turn it up 100%. That's what I really wish that could be done with this particular fragrance, because it's really nice scent, but it's just does not have a lot of projection just in general. I don't care how good you make it. Same with the Dior Sauvage, right? That's a really nice fragrance as well, but it just doesn't. I don't know what it is about that fragrance. That fragrance just kind of it fades out after some time. How's it going, everybody? Jazzberry, how you doing? Let me see here. Any questions? Go ahead and put them in the chat. What are your favorite fragrances? If you're into fragrances, what are they? Are any of you into niche, designer, um, imported? I was talking to a one of my followers in France the other day, and I think it was like last week actually, but we were talking about the names and stuff of fragrance, and I was telling him, man, you're gonna have to help me name because I want to come out with other fragrances, and I would like some some ideas from you because so over here in the U.S. we like hearing fragrances that have a French name to it, and it was so funny because he was saying, yeah, well, here in France we like fragrances that have an American name. So I was like, well, shoot, maybe we can work something out, and I can help you name your fragrances. You can help me name my fragrances. So yeah, but what's surprising, what I find really surprising, especially in the past years, is that Egyptian musk is actually not a uh, Egyptian musk is actually not really big in France, and I'm really surprised because I mean, come on, France is really supposed to be like the perfume capital of the world, which I debate on that one to be honest, but I would say it's one of the perfume capitals. Um, I would say it's one of the perfume capitals, but I wouldn't say it's the number one perfume capital of the entire world. I mean, you can like that. That's really throwing places like Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Dubai under the bus, because those I would say, and also India. I would say, honestly, if I had to rank perfume capitals of the world, I would probably say, well, it depends on who it is because you have, like, for example, India. They're like um, one of the biggest suppliers of raw material. I mean, we're talking spice. So they're carrying all the spices. What's up, YouTube? Give me some likes. I see there's people here in the live stream. Excuse me. Um, like I was saying, India, they've got all the spices and stuff like that. So I will probably say they're the capital. They are the capital in the world when it comes to the raw materials of perfume. Um, because you got the Kanauj. Kanauj is like it's like the perfume capital in India. Like it's like a top perfume destination, believe it or not. Is right there in Kanauj. I've ordered some things from out of there, but the issue that I ran into is um, there was one manufacturer out of India that the quality was amazing. Like the purity of the fragrance. I hate when this happens. The purity of the fragrance was there, but the the strength of the fragrance was not there. So that was the only thing about India. But now, if you go over to, let's say, if you go over to Kuwait or Dubai or something like that, they are very, very picky when it comes to fragrance, which is a good thing. Uh, they they do not accept mediocrity when it comes to fragrance. They have a very, very picky nose palette. So, yeah. So honestly, I would say that Kuwait, Dubai. Those are probably those are probably my two top destinations when it comes to the actual finished product. If you're talking about like designers, um, I would say France. New York is one of the perfume capitals of the world. If it comes down to designer, yeah, France and New York, as far as designers go. But Kuwait, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, uh, all the Arab countries, they cannot live without their perfume. They cannot live without their perfume. And like I said, they're very picky with it, which I like because I like a super strong fragrance. You know, I like nice fragrances that just scream, especially if it's a premium fragrance. Um, I think I was reading an article some time back. They were saying something like how when Dubai and Kuwait they went through their or over in the Middle East they went through a the last recession that we were in, and the sales of perfume were still up. So they were saying the reason why is because people still wanted to they still wanted to feel good about themselves. You know, they just have that thirst for fragrance. I just ripped one of the labels. I wanted to go to put the label on this fragrance, and I got to go back and redo that. What states are you all viewing in from? I see there's about 7 people here. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Extravagant Fragrances. Thanks for the like, Sterling Evans. Like and share. That's in. How's it going? Like and share. If you have any questions, just put it right down there in the comments. You're silly. I got a family member that's trying their best not to disrupt my live stream right now, and it's so funny because this family member is crawling on the floor. I won't say who it is. Oh man. Thanks for the like. Tune, I'm sorry. I was trying to I was over here in the looking on YouTube and didn't realize somebody was viewing. Sorry. On my own. How's it going? Tuning in from Arizona. I figured because yeah, you guys are what, 3 hours behind the East Coast. So it is 12:48 a.m. here in Pennsylvania. And so I used to live in California, so I was like, well, Arizona's right there. So I'm assuming um, because you guys are so close that you are yeah, 10. Okay. So 2 hours. So like California, I think they're 9. So it's like what, 9:48 over there, correct? Cool. How's the weather in Arizona? Just up here putting them some orders. Beautiful, mashallah. Assalamu alaikum, brother. How you doing? Yeah, we're just live streaming it tonight. How's the community in Arizona? The Muslim community out there. Garland, thanks for joining in. That's good. Yeah, I remember I drove cross country when I was leaving California. I passed through Arizona. They got a how close are you to Dateland? I'll never forget that place. They got the great big majuls. Um, over here, I'm streaming here on TikTok as well. So viewing in, I'm having a conversation with a follower on YouTube. Um, you're at mosque. Nearest mosque is about an hour away. SubhanAllah. May Allah make it easy on you, brother. Um, yeah, yeah. You get a lot of reward for making that hike. You know, a lot of reward in that. I mean, yeah. So we're over here, uh, over here live on TikTok and TikTok. We're live on YouTube as well. But yeah, I remember, like I was saying, I remember when I was passing through Arizona, my family and I, when I was leaving California, it was quite an experience. We passed through this area. This it was more of an attraction, a landmark, basically. I guess you could say it was called Dateland, and it was basically this giant date orchard that they have in Arizona, and they've got the biggest medjool dates. If you've ever seen a medjool date, some people don't even know what dates are. Actually, believe it or not, I've run into so many people. They look at it, especially like if you know here in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, um, people only stick with what they know. If they see it's a food they've never tried before, they're not gonna mess with it. Like they'll look at a date and they're like, "Yeah, I don't know about that." Like here, it's foreign foods. Some of the local, not all of them, but some of them are very skittish. Um, if it doesn't, if it's not fried chicken, French fries, pizza, burgers, and the basic, American cuisine, like they're just like not into it. They're not gonna mess with it. They won't venture too far from that. But if you've never seen what a medjool date is, this is a medjool date. Let me just show you. So this is what a medjool date is, and this comes from the date palm tree. You can see that over there. That comes from the date palm tree. It's a fruit, and when it comes off the date palm, it's plump, it's round, it's not shriveled up like this. This looks like a giant raisin, basically, and there are so many health benefits uh, to dates. Um, there is a narration of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said the home without dates is a home without food. And it's just because there's so many health benefits. It is basically a whole food. Like this food right here, this fruit, you can practically just live just on this. If you just had this, it would literally sustain your body. Like it has all the nutrients you need. Um, and there's just a lot of amazing nutrition in it. Sometimes you can cut it open. I'll put like cream cheese inside, or sometimes I'll just put like some. Recently, I put like Munster cheese in it, and it was really good. It was really good. Yeah, the ajwa. Assalamu alaikum, brother Osman. Yeah, ajwa dates. I have a family member that I try to make sure he gets that in his diet because he's got some illness going on. But the ajwa, but the medjool dates, I will have to say the best medjool dates I have ever tried are the ones from Palestine. They're just smooth. They're big dates and they're very sweet. But don't even get it twisted. Arizona is known for their dates. They export a lot. I know during the month of Ramadan in Saudi Arabia, I've had some friends who live there, and they were saying how they saw boxes of medjool dates coming into Saudi from Arizona. So yeah, they're big consumers of the Arizona dates. And so yeah, when I pass through Dateland, if you ever get a chance to go through Arizona, check out Dateland, and they've got a date attraction. Basically, there's a whole, they got a gift shop, and you go in the gift shop. They've got uh, date date shakes where they make these shakes out of ice cream, and then they puree the dates and they use it in the ice cream shake. But yeah, it's pretty good. And so yeah, this is kind of like something I kind of get into my diet. During the month of Ramadan, I will actually go out. I'll buy the big boxes and I will store them away. Just because like after Ramadan is over, the dates go on sale. So when they go on sale, I'll buy like a couple of those boxes and I'll just store them away. This was from last Ramadan, and I've kept them for a very long time. I don't think they go bad. Um, Although you do have to worry, like if there's like if you open it up and you see, sometimes you got to watch like the little cap on the outside that you pull off. Uh, if you don't watch, sometimes little bugs will make their way in, and so you got to kind of have to watch out for that. Let's see here what we got here. Yeah. So, but anyways, back to the fragrances. Um, all right, let's see. We're gonna be putting together the next one. I've got a little system here. I've got a little system here. Like once the bottle's filled, I go and I put it into the put it on over to the side, and so that way I don't get them mixed up from the fragrances I haven't filled. So this one is for the Gucci Guilty for men. That is going. That is getting filled up next. No, that's the Versace. That's the Versace for home. You will visit soon on my own. Yeah, inshallah. My recommendation, if you're over there and you don't you said, did you say there was a big, did you say there was a community there? Is there a community? If I were you, I would go look in the white pages, look up the names in the white pages, find out who the Muslims are there, and cold call them, gather like cold call them and gather somewhere. Let's say in a public place, just to have the Jumu'ah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. Um, you know, you never know. You never know what kind of blessings will come from that. So this is the Gucci Guilty. The only thing about this fragrance right here is it's kind of annoying me right now is I want to put a dye in it, and for some reason this dye settles. The dye settles, and it ends up, the color just kind of, you shake it up and you're like, ooh, that's a nice color, and then it just settles to the bottom. I have to get a better color supplier because I do color my fragrances sometimes. But it's all good. It doesn't affect the actual fragrance. Thanks for joining, Theo. Everybody that's new here in the here to TikTok, Go ahead and give me a like, follow, and a share. Yeah, uh, on my own. Yep. I knew some brothers when I was back in San Diego. They used to do that all the time, and you'd be surprised. We met some pretty interesting brothers like that. Some of them were business owners. They just got caught up, just busy with their businesses that they just, you know, they just needed somebody to visit them and say, "Hey, how's it going?" You know what I mean? Give them the salams. Katrina, how are you doing? What kind of oils? I got all kinds of different oils here. So tonight, this is a first time wholesale customer. I ship 6 days a week. We've got over 200 different fragrances. So he's picking up. I'll just throw some names out here. Um, for this first wholesale kit, he's getting the. These are interpretations. I got to put that disclaimer out there. He's getting the Dior Sauvage. He's getting the Gucci Guilty. He's getting the L'Homme YSL, the Mon Paris, Coach Poppy. Then he's got some other just plain names that are still really good fragrances, which is the Vanilla Bean. That Vanilla Bean was a vanilla uh, duplicated from a candle, actually, a discontinued candle. I won't give that one away. But yeah, that Vanilla Bean is becoming a hit. Swiss Rose, that's a duplicate of an overseas, a Saudi rose that I picked up some years ago. And Golden Sand, Tuscan Leather, Versace Pour Homme. Let me see what else. He's got the Creeds, Madison Avenue. Let's see what else here. Bon Bon. That's another one. That's a really underrated fragrance right there. So yeah, so I'm just kind of throwing this together for him. The first time starter kit. And these kits right here, I told him, I sent him a voice message tonight. I'm like, this is a really nostalgic order for me because when I first started the business, this is the actual kit that I started with. And I've been in the fragrance business ever since. Uh, I told him, I said, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. Because once you really get into this business, it's kind of like, I've talked to other vendors before. Once you get into it, you kind of don't get out of it. Thanks for the like there, Steph. How are you doing? If you have any questions, let me know. Let's see here. Yeah, I gotta get on my colors. I got quite a few fragrances that colors are powerful. I'm gonna tell you what else is powerful. Names. If you're looking for the oils just for personal use, Katrina. Yeah, I definitely offer those. If you are into soft fragrances, I don't know if you're into soft fragrances, musky, imported, domestic, designer types. Like, what kind of fragrances are you into? And I can kind of point you in the right direction. I'm always around the oils, so I kind of usually get the idea for what people like. How's it going? Thanks for joining in. If you're new here, I've got some of my top picks in the TikTok shop. Um, if you're into soft fragrances, I have an actual fragrance there called Soft. That also goes under Anawashok. That goes under, if you're going to extravagantfragrances.com, that goes under Anta. Um, So this one, hold on a second. Let me show you. So this is what I actually take to demos right here. This is the Enoa Shelk. This is a French import. Okay. I bought this from a supplier years ago. I no longer have his contact, so I don't know how to get this anymore. But it smells very similar to Soft. I may end up that might be the new Enoa Shelk. But yeah, highly recommend this fragrance right here. I have friends who are like, yo, my wife will not let me leave the house with this fragrance on. That and the golden sand. Monica K, how are you doing? Thanks for viewing in. Do I blend or mix fragrances to create something unique to your brand? I definitely do. I do that quite often, actually. There's a fragrance on extravagantfragrances.com. It's called the Body Oil Shop. And the reason why I created that fragrance is it kind of reminded me of a supplier. I'll just sit this right here. It kind of reminded me of a supplier who is a vendor of mine who got me started in the fragrance business. I don't want TikTok, the AI, to be thinking like I got liquor up here. I don't know how they are about that, but that's fragrance, you know. So he got me started in the business some years back, and there was a really nice fragrance that I smelled of his, and it was the Black Love, and I wanted to recreate that fragrance because I don't know. I really miss the fragrance. You know, I have a Black Love that sells very well, but this particular one called the Body Oil Shop, that fragrance, to me, it smells very, very similar to what he had, and I'm really proud of that fragrance. Actually, I want to revisit that fragrance and make more out of it. But yeah, if you like Black Love, check out the Body Oil Shop. It is the best way I can describe that fragrance is kind of like a black cherry musk, right? There's notes of cherry in there, but there's a lot of notes of musk in there as well. And I was very careful not to overdo it on the cherry because you can go overboard with cherry. You know, the thing about cherry, it's has a lot of projection straight off the jump. Like once you put it on, and then when the dry down happens, then it kind of dissipates, if that's the word I'm looking for. Kind of just goes away. Um, but yeah, the Body Oil Shop. What else? Um, Trying to think what else. Extravagant One. That's my own personal blend. If you're into Apple, you know, you're gonna like Extravagant One. That's a unisex fragrance. I've actually had some family members that are like, hey, can you make that as a spray for me? So I made it into like an actual spray cologne for them. It's very much like it's a sporty, straight. You're leaving the gym, you want to throw it in your gym bag type of fragrance. Yeah, but yeah, Extravagant One is a really good fragrance. That's my private blend. I have a couple McCullets as well that I don't have on the website. Let me see. Wait, is there one? Yeah, there's one called McCullet Italy, and it is on the website as well. I also carry that in stock. That is one McCullet that I have. So Katrina, so you're looking for the soft musk, the floral powder, fresh, clean. If you're looking for like soft musk, well, Egyptian musk, number one, that's going in this kit tonight. Soft, you're gonna love soft. I have not had any complaints with that fragrance. That's a premium fragrance. It's right there in the TikTok shop. Let me just see. I'll try to pin it right here. Um, Boom, right there. Highly recommend that fragrance. It's an amazing fragrance for men or women. It smells honestly, it smells like a really really premium pink sugar, like a really extravagant pink sugar. You know what I'm saying? Just the projection on that is Very nice. If you're looking for floral, uh, powder, the African green musk or the African musk, the green version, that is a very powdery fragrance. That is on extravagantfragrances.com. I have not posted everything here in the TikTok shop, but yeah, that is a powdery fragrance. Let me see what else. Floral. I'm gonna say flower bomb is another one. Fresh clean, fresh and clean. I have a fragrance. That's another one of my niche fragrances. Uh, on extravagantfragrances.com. It's literally called Fresh and Clean. It's not here in the TikTok shop, but that one, it's got notes of like melons. Like it smells like almost like a really sweet, uh, sweet, fruity cucumber melon. That's what it reminds me of. Um, but yeah, as far as the powders, I don't know how you feel about baby powder, but my baby powder, that one, when I was getting that fragrance made, I made sure to let my manufacturer know. I sent that fragrance back more than once to get that redone. So my mother loves that fragrance. She uses that fragrance on the regular. I mean, she wipes down her bedding, her pillows. Like, I'm not crazy about it, to be honest with you, but to each his own. People like what they like, but as far as a powdery fragrance goes, yeah, you're gonna like my baby powder. It's a really nice, very very high quality baby powder. That one is it's all over the city, all over my local city as well, because I have a vendor who just like his customers can't get enough of it. So yeah, I got a good baby powder. Let me see what else. Soft musk. You might like the Egyptian amber. I have a sweet Egyptian amber that's here in the TikTok shop as well. Um, a little bit goes a long way. You really don't want to go too far. Thanks, Andrea, for the follow. Yeah, the Egyptian amber is just it's a bit much. It's a bit much. So yeah, you don't want to go overboard. That's yeah, just a little dab, just a little dab. Also the Japanese amber. Monica over here on YouTube. Yeah, I also wanted to say the Japanese amber. I know I'm always putting it out there, but that's one of my other niche fragrances that I didn't personally. Well, I guess you could say I'm part of the making of that fragrance, but that was actually a private blend of um, of a street vendor. He threw that together, put it into the light green decanter, and um, we did a barter trade on that fragrance. Here, I'll post it. I'll pin it up here in the TikTok shop. Let me see here. Boom! I just pinned it right here. So that right there, the Japanese amber, it's a creamy fragrance. It's got some notes of gourmand in it. It has definitely some amber. It's in that family of the Egyptian amber that I have. Uh that because the Egyptian amber that I have now, I have one that's in the process of being manufactured, which is the more sweet one. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but the Egyptian amber that I have now uh, is is very in the same family as the Japanese amber. In the Japanese amber, I would say there's like hints of coconut in there as well. And it's definitely a powdery fragrance. So yeah, that's another one that I would highly recommend. It smells like a really premium fragrance as well. The honey nut musk, I think you'll definitely like it. If you're into Egyptian musk, you're gonna love honey nut musk. I just shipped out a whole gallon of that stuff just last week. So yeah, yeah. Monica over here says she likes gourmands. I love it. That I did some research on like one of the trends uh, of perfume in 2023, and they were saying that gourmand was one of them, and I can definitely see why. And also vanilla. I think it was either. vanilla as a spice. I think it was either one of the most expensive spices in the world right now, or it was one of the most expensive perfume ingredients in the world. Believe it or not, it's actually vanilla. Thanks for joining in. If you're new here, go ahead and give this a like and a share. Give me a follow. But yeah, the honey nut musk, I like it because it's kind of like the Egyptian musk. It's thick. You put it on, and it kind of stays with you for some time. Um, I've sampled that out and got a lot of good feedback on that fragrance. But I'm excited for the new Egyptian amber coming in. I had a customer just purchase the. She bought some. I have a Egyptian amber 2. I call that because I don't know what else to call it. So because I have 2 different Egyptian ambers, and so the 2 is going to be. I'm going to be carrying that pretty soon, and that's just a rare Egyptian amber. That particular Egyptian amber is kind of reminds me of. Thanks for the light, Katrina. That particular Egyptian amber that I have coming soon reminds me of something that would go and let's say like a like a high end, like a premium women's like shampoo and conditioner set. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way that I can describe that fragrance. And it's a good quality fragrance. And then if you're into the gourmands, Monica, like I have a really good chocolate. It really is it's a really loud fragrance. That one is a really nice chocolate. Um, if you're into the gourmands, you're gonna like the soft or the Anawa Shok. Let me see what else on the master list of the website. I haven't actually posted it for sale yet on the website, but I've got the sugar cookie. Was it sugar cookie snickerdoodle? That fragrance right there, man. It literally smells. When I say fresh, like fresh baked cookies. This, I mean, I'm not gonna pull it because it's in a glass container, but we got some sugar cookies sitting here. Um, the cacao, I will not say no. I will probably say it smells like a straight up chocolate bar. Like if you ever been to so I'm here in Pennsylvania, right? And you got Hershey Park here in Pennsylvania. Like if you ever been on a ride through Hershey Park, they have it's like a Hershey's theme park, and they take you through this ride, and the whole ride, the entire time, like you're smelling chocolate in the air. That's the best way I can describe it. It smells just like Hershey chocolate. Um, Katrina, yep, yep. I grew up around the oils. All my, well, not all my life because I didn't spend all my life growing up. But when I was a kid, yeah, I grew up around the oils. Get out of there! We got this little rabbit here, and she's getting into the bananas. Hey, Ruby, no, Ruby, back away. Rabbits are very active at night. Um, yeah, I grew up around the oils. Um, when I was a kid, like the only oils they had was what was it? Some of the local elderly brothers here, they told me it was the only oils they had was Somali rose and Egyptian musk, sandalwood, and frankincense. That was it. That's all they had. That's all they had to work with back in the day. And then so now the fragrance industry is growing rapidly, despite despite anything that's going on in the economy. Like this industry is on a exponential trajectory, if you will. It's growing very fast, and you got like I called a supplier the other day, and he was like, "Man, you got people doing pop-ups pop-up shops all over the place now." He's like, "There's so many more people in this business now." And Yeah, but it's just really interesting. I like to talk to some of my fellow vendors that are in the same business that are in the different parts of the world. I got guys like in Pakistan and who are perfume vendors, and it's just really nice to see like their whole setup. You know, I've got vendors in France that I talk to, and it's really amazing to see how they go about their perfumes. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Katrina. Yeah, I'm also Muslim, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, don't do alcohol smells. Yeah. Um, what oils are your husband into? Maybe I can recommend something. Let me know what he wears, and then I'll tell you like what I personally wear on Friday Jumu'ah. We got Friday Jumu'ah today actually. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining in. Like and share. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them down in the comments. Thanks for the like. Cat Kind, thanks for the like. Like and share. If you have any questions about fragrances, this is a fragrance body oil channel. And my rabbit is chewing things up in the house. Okay. See, next on the list is the Burberry Brit. The Burberry Brit. This one's for the women. Hey, Ruby. Ruby. Hey, get. Okay. So you're saying your husband liked the Burberry? Yeah, the Burberrys are nice. I personally like the Burberry Brit for men is good. I do like the Burberry London, but Burberry London can be a bit too much. You got to kind of like use that sparingly because it's a very loud fragrance. The depend which one. Yeah, I don't have the Burberry Brit in the TikTok. All the designer body oils, I can't put them in TikTok shop. Just because I don't think that they prohibit those kind of things, but it's just I find that any platform where I put the designer body oils, like they just yank them down. So I'm not even going to do that in TikTok shop. Get Ruby, no. But it is on the website extravagantfragrances.com. Let me just pin that here. I'll put that in there. 1 second. Ruby. Get out. Oh, see this rabbit. This rabbit, she done got a hold of some garlic. Go right ahead. And we'll see how that turns out. But then again, I don't know if rabbits actually have taste buds. I think they do. Okay. Uh, yeah, Katrina. So yeah, the if you go to extravagantfragrances.com, yeah, you will find the whoops, covering that up. The Burberry Brit or Burberry London, that is up there. Um, and so yeah, you can purchase straight off the website. I've got over 200 fragrances. I've got men's fragrances, women's fragrances, and they are right up there on the website. Monica K, that's a really good subject you brought up. So I'm streaming here on two platforms. So over here on TikTok. So Monica says that she says, "How long have you been in the business?" I've been in I have body oils I wear and uh, make care as hobby. There were a lot of small businesses started up during COVID, but I'm seeing lots of people shutting down, and that's a really good subject. If I can get my rabbit here to stop eating everything in sight. So so you're saying you've seen a lot of people in the candle community shutting down, or just small businesses in general? Both. Yeah, that's interesting that you say that because see, here's the thing that I've noticed is people who started off at the height of COVID. Yeah, that's unfortunate. However, I'm a firm believer in in running lean, and when I say running lean, I'm talking about keeping overhead low. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, you got people that go out there. Here's what happens a lot of the time, and I can't speak for everyone. Here's one thing that happens: people go out there. They're like, okay, I want to start a business. Boom, they go out. First thing they do is they go get a loan because they feel like, you know what, this business, we want it. They got all these dreams. We want it to be like this and grow and fast and do everything quick. But what happens is that once they get tied up with these loans, here it is. You got all these restrictions coming up in place. Hey, you can't do that. You got to close. We have to follow the city mandates and all this, blah, blah, blah. And next thing you know, they end up having to shut down the business, right? Or uh, maybe maybe gas goes up 5, $6. I mean, it's just those little trigger points that can literally um, that can just those kind of things can shut down a business. Minimum wage laws, yeah, I understand. I get it. But again, for me, that goes back to running lean. You know, minimum wage laws. Well, what is it? What are the laws as far as, let's say, keeping it in the family? If you have a family member, um, for example, like these right here, I don't need to I don't need to hire anybody to let's say if you're just doing strictly now wholesale might be a little different, but if you're going, let's say, just fully retail, um, it doesn't take that long to fill a bottle and put the cap on and a label and ship it out. You know what I'm saying? And if you're doing it in multiple marketplaces, um, you can do pretty well. Like one of my plans is actually is to get to the fairs, the local fairs. This is one of those business like extravagant fragrances. I started this business back in 2008. So I've been in business now for since what 2008, 2000, what 15, almost 16 years now. Um, so when I started, I literally like I had a family member. I was renting out her garage, and I just started real, just like having a little small space. Some of my other friends, they had storage, a storage, a truck. It was a broken down bread truck, and they would store their items there, and they would go to all the local shops and they would take these fragrances right here, and they would go to all the local shops, let them try the product out, and they would put them in the shops. They would get like the little display stands, right? Um, and they would put them in those display stands with a little laminated sign on the back of the display stand, and they would put it in those shops. And like myself as well, I would go door to door. When I lived in California, I went door to door. I would go out because at the time I was a personal trainer. I was a manufacturing rep for a dietary supplement company as well. And so when the last recession hit, I was like, oh snap, I got a wife, kids at the house. You know what I'm saying? I got bills to pay. And I'm like, man, I got to get out here. I got to make something happen. And I learned how to sell. That's one thing that I could recommend to anybody right now. If I don't care what kind of job you have or where you work, what you do, if you can learn sales right now, like learn every free skill that you can learn right now that can put money in your pocket. Sales was one of the best things that I got turned on to in the last recession because it was just one of those things that always, um, as a personal trainer, I was like, had a lot of fear about. But I'm like, you don't get clients without sales. You don't get customers without sales. So if you don't know how to sell, I mean, even if you just, let's say, even if you work a job, right? You have to know sales. You know what I'm saying? Like, look how many people are standing in line wanting that job that you have. So when you sit in front of that employer, you are selling yourself. You are trying to convince that employer why you are the right fit for their company. So you have to do a form of convincing them, especially when they're seeing, I don't know how many applications a day come in, and they got applications that's just being buried, and you're just a number to them. You know what I'm saying? So as far as business goes, that's the nature of an entrepreneur. As an entrepreneur goes out and they take the non-traditional route, and they keep their overhead low. I personally wouldn't want any overhead, and that's the beautiful thing about vending and going to different shops is you can go into these different shops, get your product into those shops. Like here's another thing that I noticed when I lived in California is you'll have some of the locals, and also I lived in North Carolina for a couple of years. You'll have some of the locals. What they'll do is like, you know, I knew some people that are from like Morocco and Algeria, and they had there was like this particular type of bread that they had, and it was like a foreign recipe, and it was a bread that was like not made in the U.S. But all the local halal shops, um, you had a local kind of like a big Moroccan community, and they would go in and they would go to the owner and be like, "Listen, we bake this bread or whatever." They had one place where they would bake it, which is like, for example, they would have a main restaurant that has all the facility for people to be able to come in there and bake their goods because they didn't have the bake shop, right? Because it's expensive. They didn't have the overhead. So they would use that facility, and according to some laws in different states, I believe you have to have it. Like I think here in Pennsylvania, you got to have it like you have to show that you have an actual bakery where you're baking it, and so in those other states, they would bake it in these people's bakeries, and then they would boom, then they would set up accounts. They would go door to door setting up accounts, and let me tell you that particular bread that was being sold. That stuff, everybody looked forward to that bread. Like that stuff would sell out so fast. And it was just really, it was really good for like dipping in olive oil and balsamic vinegar and making sandwiches out of it. And it would run out. They could not keep that bread on the shelf. Also, I saw the same thing with baked goods like cookies and stuff like that. So yeah, right now, commercial real estate, I will trust me. I looked as far as like getting like a local play, like a local storefront. I looked at getting a kiosk in the mall, and it's just like the amount of money they want per week. I'm like, you guys probably don't even get that much foot traffic in a day for the entire mall to be asking me for that much in lease. So, kind of the approach that I'm making, it has to make sense. And so there's, as my grandmother used to always say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. you know. Uh, so yeah, as far as TikTok, thanks for joining in. Give me a like and a share. We're talking about business, entrepreneurship. We're talking about fragrance. This is a fragrance channel. Uh, and so I'm over here live on YouTube as well. And Monica, we were talking about, you know, all these businesses that popped up during COVID, and then they all went under. Um, and they all went and shut down, right? Hold on. So she was saying how these businesses start off at the height of the COVID, but so you have to keep in mind, like during the height of the COVID, they were putting out all of these stimulus checks, and she was saying how there was all these minimum wage laws and stuff like that were crushing the small businesses. Uh, they had a big social media presence and focused a lot of their marketing through that. See, that's the thing. I do believe it's really important to please get her down from there, Chase. Get her down. We got a rabbit here in the house, and rabbits get very active at night, and she just wants to. She's just doing too much. Um, they focused a lot of their marketing through the social media. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in marketing through social media. However, I'm also not into putting my eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, yeah. You just Chase, get her. What is she chewing on over there? Give me those papers, please. Your husband's Moroccan. Yeah, I have a Moroccan family member as well. So I take it you're into the couscous. Yeah. Um, Practical business. She said there wasn't as much practical business sense. Yeah, you just had all this money that was just floating around. People were just trying to find places to burn it, you know. But and that's the thing with particularly like the fragrance body oil business, right? These right here, these oils right here. I have some friends that do very, very well. I have some friends who are millionaires. They became millionaires. I have friends who own 7-Elevens. They closed all of them down, sold their hotels, and went boom, full head into the body oil business, right? And um, so you had copycats. You had people. That's awesome. Do you, Katrina? Do you like your couscous with lamb? I love it. I love it with lamb. The lamb shank. It's really good. What I was saying is the people who are in this business. You see other competitors come along. They're like, okay, so and so on this block is doing really well. Let me open up across the street or around the corner, and I'm going to do really well. And it doesn't always work out like that, because just because you see that person doing well, you forgot that person put in the work. They put in the groundwork. They might have been in the business already for, let's say, 8 years, right? And that's probably, they have those roots that kind of just spread out, and they have customers all over the place that are ordering regularly, wholesale customers who are ordering regularly, and and that's what helps them stay afloat with the lease, for example. But it's not the same for everyone. you know so Monica, yeah, I'm sorry. We're over here talking about lamb and couscous. We got a Moroccan family here. That's only with lamb. My daughter likes hers with beef. I love it all. I love all red meat. Lamb, let me tell you, lamb I love lamb so much. Lamb is truly a blessing. Allah knew what He was doing when He created the lamb. Your lamb. Oh no, Monica says she's allergic to lamb. Unfortunately, I love it. I have a family member who's allergic to seafood, and I was gonna. So I've been into this thing now where I'm learning. You know, I learned how to make sourdough bread, right? And and I'm like, I learned that there is like the sourdough starter you can actually fry and make things out of it. I was like, yo, I was like, what if I can take this, we can put it in here and fry it, and I kind of make like a quesadilla out of it. And I'm like, well, now I was gonna tell her, yeah, I can put shrimp in there, but poor thing, I forgot she's related. She's allergic to shrimp. Yeah, lamb is just some good stuff. I like just the fat. Like sometimes the fat, I'll save the fat and I'll put it in a container and I'll use it to season other foods. But here's a little secret. I will give you a secret, Monica. I feel bad for you. I really do. What is it about the lamb that makes you allergic? What exactly causes that? I had a friend who worked as a butcher, and it was one summer. It was like a couple summers ago. I had a barbecue, and he was like, I was like, yeah, I got family members. He's actually in the same business as me, but he was working as a butcher as well. And he's like, yeah, I kind of put a little, a little something in that for the burgers. And so at the cookout, I had so many of my family members. They were just raving about these burgers. They were going crazy over these burgers. And they're like, Uncle Ishmael, like, what did you do? What'd you do with the burgers? The burgers, they taste so good. I'm like, I don't know. The brother, he hooked up the burger meat down at the shop. And when I got back to him, I'm like, bro, what did you do to that burger meat? I was like, everybody loved that burger meat. He's like, I threw in some lamb fat. So he took the lamb fat, he grinded it up with the ground beef. And I didn't really even realize, but it's almost like it made it taste so tender. Just the amount of flavor that it gave the lamb. Um, yeah. So, but yeah, that's good stuff. I could literally live on just that. So Monica says she had it like 30 times. For some reason, her whole body rejects it. Once the taste comes through, maybe I can't break it down. Only thing I'm allergic to might have been lamb in past life. Oh man, yeah. Do you eat any? That's interesting though. So like, but beef, you can break beef down pretty easily. Let's see here. Katrina says I make lamb burgers on the grill. Oh man, my grandmother when she was alive, we remember her for her lamb patties. My grandmother, bless her heart, she used to make lamb patties and and sometimes it was like a special occasion she would do that, but sometimes she would uh put mint jelly on the side. I don't know if she turned me on to the mint jelly on the side. But yeah, I remember those lamb patties my grandmother used to make, and then she would make like the mashed potatoes with it and some, put some vegetables on the side. Monica says the taste is good though. Yep, everything else is fine. Wow. How about how about how about how about goat? Have you ever had goat, Monica? You can eat goat? Really? Really? That's crazy because they're very similar animals. You know? She said Monica says she had a friend from Yemen that makes it for her. That makes the goat meat for you. Yeah, I like goat too. But the only thing is with goat, I like to have it. I like to have it fresh. It needs to be cooked fresh. And Katrina says she never had the mint. Yeah, it's mint jelly. Mint jelly. She used to do. She will put mint jelly on the side, and it kind of just gives a little different taste. It's pretty good though. Oh, and that's funny that you're on here. Your family's Moroccan. Boom, you got the Moroccan tea. You know what else is good from lamb or goat is if you put the heart. I like the heart, but it has to be a freshly slaughtered goat or lamb. I don't like goat or lamb hearts that have been sitting for a long time. Um, I just don't. It needs to be a freshly slaughtered, and it's just so good. It's so good. The heart actually reminds me of almost like eating like a tender steak. And also, I know it's gonna sound crazy to some of you, but I also like the tongue. Actually, I like beef tongue though, particularly beef tongue. So Katrina, yeah, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, born and raised. Ethnicity wise though, my mother's from the Philippines and my dad is Black American. But yep, born and raised right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Lingua is fire. You definitely right about that. Lingua. What state are you in, Monica? Because that's absolutely a Spanish word there. I only know that I don't speak Spanish, but I only know that because I lived in California for like 12 years. I lived in San Diego, but beef tongue is man. I'm surprised that is not as expensive as filet mignon because it is like if any of you have ever had beef tongue, it is like the most tender piece of meat you ever had. It's like an extremely tender steak or pot roast. You're in Seattle, SoCal. Yeah, I used to live literally. I live 15 minutes from the Mexican border, Tijuana. I used to live there in Chula Vista, Orange County. Yeah, it's about 2 hours. Thank you, Katrina. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I know that Moroccans are really heavy on the green tea. When my family member does it, she makes the green tea really strong. Like I know the Afghanis, they don't do it like that, but she'll make the green tea really concentrated. But by the time she puts the sugar in it, you can't even tell that she used a lot of green tea. But I personally, I like the caffeine from tea. I think caffeine from tea is very is just a lot more. It lasts longer, and you don't get this drop off. You don't get like a crash like you do from, let's say, coffee. So this is basically my version of Moroccan tea. So it's basically 2 bags of the black tea, and what I did was I put one other bag of mint of a mint tea bag, and so boom, there you go. You got the Moroccan tea. Yeah, it is a specific black tea, Monica. So the only black teas I drink is that one is Ahmed Ahmed black tea, and then Bigelow's mint tea. I highly recommend. Like if you're looking for a good quality black tea, stick with the Ceylon black tea. Orange Pico too is good, but it has to be the right people have to make it. I just don't. I like Lipton. I can't drink Lipton like as a tea for caffeine. Lipton just doesn't do it right. So Ahmed, it's spelled like this. Hold on, Ahmed black tea. And but the actual tea that they produce is called Ceylon black tea. And so there's like about three different types that I like to drink. And it's hold on, let's see here. So my personal favorite is the Al-Wazah. The Al-Wazah tea. This is one of my favorites. There. Oh, Monica, by the way, this company is out of California. Right here, Anaheim, actually. I talked to somebody down there. I don't know if he was the owner because I was actually going to sell this tea. Yeah, you can find this at the Middle Eastern market. And then also, uh, this one right here. This is the Tapal Daindar. This is Tapal Daindar. This is from this black tea is from Pakistan. I mean, I stock a lot of this stuff. I buy this stuff. I love tea so much. I stock it and I just make sure I have plenty of it at all times. So yeah, that is the and if you want to get a little fancy with it, um, this brand right here, the K-Kur brand. This is a Turkish brand, and it's a really if you want something for flavor, this is a good brand right here. Now this one I didn't open this one, so I can't actually say that I tried this particular tea. It's the same brand, but the one that I have, it comes in a pink bag. Um, yeah, this comes in a pink bag, and it's I like it for making iced tea. I like it for making like hot tea, but it's more of a flavor. I don't usually drink this tea for the caffeine kick, but if you want a good caffeine kick right here, Daindar, Ahmed tea, and also the one in the orange box, the Al Wazza brand. And when I do it, like if I drink this tea, I'll put like two bags. You want to do about two bags, two tea bags. And so, but with the loose tea, the way I figured out how to get the correct amount of caffeine out of this was, I took it and I put it. I weighed my tea bags out. I weighed the tea from here, two bags. I weighed it out, and it came out to like 5 grams on the gram scale, right? And then I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna weigh out 5 grams on this because this is so condensed, it's so packed in these little granules because they're like little tea granules, but they're basically little tiny leaves that are kind of dehydrated. And so if you take a scoop of this, it's really easy. It's really easy to go overboard and put too much of this particular tea. So yeah, so the way I do with this is I'll put a teaspoon. I use the actual measuring teaspoon, which comes out to about I think 5 grams of tea. And but yeah, this is a really good one if you're looking for a good caffeine. So Katrina, you say use the green Katrina uses the green gunpowder green tea with fresh mint leaves. Yeah, that's a good one. I like the green gunpowder tea. Does it is it the one that comes in the green box? The big green box, the cardboard box. Thanks for joining in, Francine. Like and share. Give me a follow. Yeah, yeah, Monica, check it out. I think you'll love it. Dander 62. How's it going? How you doing? Thanks for coming on in. I had a friend that just came back. He got married to a an Ethiopian sister. He brought back some Ethiopian coffee, and let me tell you, this coffee was on point. It comes in an orange bag, and it has like a Spanish name actually. and it was one of the best coffees I ever had. It had to be the best Ethiopian coffee I ever had. And it was crazy because like the bag, it didn't really speak to me. I wasn't crazy about the actual bag. But this, yeah, if you're into Ethiopian coffee, this Ethiopian coffee had. When I get a chance, I'm gonna try to find that and I'll share it. Um, yeah, it was just like the marketing on the bag wasn't really the greatest, but man, the amount of a caffeine kick I got from that, I loved it. It was amazing. Yeah, the big green box. Listen, Katrina, if you ever get a chance, check out check out the jasmine green. You might have already tried it, but try out the jasmine green tea. It comes in a yellow tin can. That's another nice one. That's a really nice one. If you want to impress your guests, they'll love that. They'll thank you for that one. And another thing that I like is matcha green tea. You said you got a big Ethiopian population in Seattle. Hey baby, this rabbit, she's a female, and she has a thing for males, and she's always trying to get my attention. She's under the table tugging at my pants. What the heck? Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm a big tea drinker. Well, a coffee drinker too, but I kind of switch it up. Um, yeah. You don't want to know something? So there was if you ever get a chance, Katrina and also Monica, I remember when I was in high school, there was it's crazy because like the high school I went to, it was like way, way out in the sticks. You said you had a rabbit when you were a little girl. Yeah, she's something else. This rabbit, she's a rescue rabbit, but she likes attention. She played the whole skittish thing when she first got here, but now she's just all over the place. And I'll pet her, and then when I stop petting her, she's like gnawing at my pants, like literally putting a hole in my pants, trying to get my attention. Hey, stop that. You want to see her? Hold on. Ruby. Oh, see now she wants to be shy. Hold on, let me see if I can get her. Hey girl. Ruby. She won't let me get a hold of her. She won't let me get a hold of her. Not like yesterday. But oh, that's what I was gonna say. This so like back in high school, I went to this high school like way out in the sticks in the middle of nowhere. And so after school, I mean when I was old enough to drive, I just spilled some Gucci guilty on me. When I was old enough to drive, it was so boring out there because it was just out in the middle of the cornfields, and so there was a shop. This lady had an herb shop, and she had all kinds of medicinal herbs and teas and stuff like that. And she had teas from all over the world. And you used to be able to go in there and just buy like a little Ziploc bag of the tea. Um, so I would be able to go in there and get like a variety of different teas and walk out a happy customer. You know what I'm saying? And so, but one of the teas that I remember, I think personally, as far as green teas go, I think Japanese they make the best green tea. I think they make like the best. They're very particular. Um, Dakota, how's it going? Thank you. Hold on a second. So let me see. So this is Ruby. She's very she's very skittish. Hold on, Monica, I'll show you Ruby. This is Ruby right here. Hey girl. She's being so nervous. She's being so nervous right now. All of that tugging at my pants, and now she's nervous that I'm actually holding her. Yeah. But yeah, Monica says she's a little Oreo. Thank you, Katrina. Um, yeah, she is big. It's probably because of me too, because I give her. I think I give her too many snacks. Yeah, she's definitely she's full grown. All right, girl. Hmm? You ready to get down? All right. There she is. She's back on the prowl. So, anyways, so that tea shop that I used to go to, used to be able to go in there and get like different teas, and then walk out with like multiple different teas. And so one of the ones that I picked up um was the sencha cherry green tea. It was the Japanese green tea. That was one of the best green teas I ever had. Um, yeah, it was one of the best green teas I ever had. So if you ever get a chance to try out sencha cherry green tea, Monica, I think you'll love it. And same to you, Katrina. I think you'll love it. Thanks for the follow, Dee Dee. Okay. So this one is done. Oh, now she then came back. Look at her. Now she's back up under me. Okay, let's see. What else is next on the list? Yes, sencha cherry green tea. You'll love it. You'll definitely love it. But yeah, when I came back here to Pittsburgh, I actually went to. I was trying to reach out and see if I could find that lady who had that tea shop, and then come to find out, the poor thing, she actually passed away in a tragic accident. She ended up on the train tracks where her car got stuck on the train tracks. I don't know if she fell asleep or what, and the train ran over her, and that's how she passed away. But yeah, that was like my spot. Yeah, that was my spot to go. Um, but if you're looking into some, if you're looking at getting into some other teas, you might want to check out. There is. I usually don't put suppliers out there, but it's not my business really. I'm not in the tea business. You might want to check out Star West Botanicals. They are they are uh, an herbs, spice slash tea supplier, and they're right out of California actually. So that's to your advantage if you're able to get there. And I don't know, maybe if that's something you want to do, like get into the tea business or something like that. You're right there in California. Um, yeah, but they're a big tea supplier. So this fragrance right here that I'm feeling is the La Homme YSL for men. Not my favorite fragrance, but people love it. People request it, and definitely one of those. It's definitely one of the rules that I kind of follow is that it's not about what I like; it's what the customer likes. So yeah, this customer asked for the La Homme, and La Homme is what he's getting. Oh, Monica says, so Monica's got a question about, I appreciate these questions, Monica. You're giving me a lot of topics to talk about. Just keep hitting me with them questions because, helps out my content. But so Monica said that why is it, talk about oud and why it's so expensive and does it only grow in Cambodia? So, no, actually, so Cambodia is one of the top suppliers of oud. Oud is also known as agar wood. It's also known as aloes wood as well. And there are many different grades of oud. You have the incense grade. I don't know all the other grades, but Cambodia is definitely one of the top suppliers. China, believe it or not, is a supplier of agar wood or oud. Um, and it's treated almost kind of like the same way the what is that elephant tusk called, ivory. It's almost like that. Like there's a whole black market on oud as well. um people lose their lives trying to harvest it illegally. Yeah, it's a big deal. Even though it is a renewable resource, agar wood is, the older the tree is, the more expensive it is. So you have some agarwood trees out there that are extremely expensive because of how old they are. And traditionally, in the past, the way it used to be done is like the tree. And this is what I was told: the tree would go through its whole lifespan, and then it would die. And then when that tree dies and falls over, there would be an infection that would go up through the tree, and perfumers, they would harvest, or distillers will harvest that actual infection, like the infected area of the agarwood tree, and that's what they would use to make all kinds of different things like perfumes and stuff like that. I've actually had some brothers contact me, and they said, they asked me, "Do you have any of the pure agarwood, the pure oud?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "Well, because like the pure oud, if you take it, like the actual essential oil, if you take like one drop a day, it's supposed to be prevent cancer." That's what I was told. But oud is actually harvested differently nowadays. So the way it's harvested is the growers, you have crops. Um, yeah, you have growers in different parts of the world that they'll let it grow up to a certain maturity, and then after that, what they'll do is they'll they'll infect it themselves. They'll inoculate it themselves to create that infection, and then they'll harvest it like that instead of waiting for the tree to go through a full lifespan, right? Um, and that's how they harvest it. That's how they harvest the oud. But as far as like all the major producers of oud, um, a lot of people think that oud. I actually had one guy who was trolling me on YouTube. He was like, he was like, "Who do you think you are to talk about oud? And you're not an Arab." I'm like, well, technically, first of all, Saudi Arabia or anywhere in the Middle East, they're not really producers of oud. It doesn't grow in the desert. That's not a desert tree. I was like, secondly, I am half Filipino, so oud is also grown in the Philippines. So if anybody, if we want to go by race and make it a race thing about who is more qualified to talk about oud, it would be me. But for me, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Um, so that's kind of like how I shut that down. But it also does grow in the Philippines. It grows in Indonesia. Indonesia is very similar to the Philippines as far as the climate goes, very close together. Thailand is a producer of oud. Vietnam is a big producer of oud. Um, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia. I want to say Malaysia is another producer of oud. All of your tropical climate places. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that Hawaii doesn't produce oud because it's a very tropical environment. Um, and now that actually brings up the question for me is if Australia produces oud, because Australia is actually probably the biggest producer of sandalwood now. They actually export a lot of sandalwood to India, believe it or not. So, and yeah, I'm just wondering if Australia uh, does anything with oud as well. But yeah, that's why it's so expensive. It's just it takes a long time for it to grow. Then you have different grades. Um, a one little tola, let's say not even a tola. So this is a little less than a tola right here. Okay, a quarter of that, three milliliters, 3 milliliters. If you get a pure oud, that's been aged for a very long time, that oud is going to cost you. You could be spending well over $300 easily, and a lot of it has to do with the age. It goes through an aging process. So it's yeah, it's some of the best oud is the best oud because of its age. It like the older it gets, also, the better it is. So that's another reason why you pay so much for it, is because of the the age of it. But there are manufacturers out there that, like, when they produce, let's say, oud to be blended into fragrance, um, they will find different ways to do it. Right? They'll find different ways to make the oud into a fragrance without having to wait for it to go through that whole cycle and everything that I had mentioned. But yeah, I've gotten different ouds in the past. I had an oud in Saudi Arabia that was sent to me, and it was called green oud. And that supplier, I don't know what happened to that supplier. He just kind of checked out on me, and I never was able to get in contact with him again. That's right. Australia produce. Yeah, Australia is a huge producer of sandalwood. I actually had a manufacturer reach out to me from Australia, and they sent me a sample of sandalwood. It was really nice, actually. It was just so expensive. The reason why, in sandalwood, in the past, before the Industrial Revolution, was not a very expensive ingredient. It actually, that was the main thing that they used to make all the perfumes in the past. Like, so for example, in India, um, they were making perfumes out of like 100% just like straight natural ingredients and all this stuff. But then when you had the modern technology start to kick in and all of this, then sandalwood kind of became done away with because it was used as a fixative. So a fixative is basically it basically helps to, like, essential oils, for example. Like, you have the reason why you can't wear essential oil itself just as a regular fragrance for wearing around and going places, because it's very volatile, right? So, which means that the fragrance, it it basically evaporates so fast. When you put this fragrance on, the essential oils on, it evaporates so fast. So sandalwood helps to basically, yeah, exactly, help to ground the fragrance. It helps to kind of slow down, I guess the rate at which it evaporates off of your body, right? And so, because in the past that was like the main fixative, it brought down the price for sandalwood, and because it was being used regularly. You know, you probably have more competitors in the marketplace. But when the modern ways of making perfume came about, it drove down the demand, right? It drove, like, people weren't using it as much. So, but yeah, Australia is definitely one of the top producers of it. I can't believe it's Friday. Already Friday. Thanks for the follow there, Purple Crown. Monica, you say you got a small bottle of it from what? Is it Eden Botanicals? You said Eden Botanicals, rosewood leaf. What? So that's the actual plant that it comes from. It's called rosewood leaf. You say you think it's over harvested? It's from Brazil. Oh, rosewood. It's the tree from Brazil. So I was wondering if you ever got a chance to smell it. Wow. No, I haven't. So that's the name of the ingredient, rosewood leaf. If you ever get a sample of it, if you send me off a sample, I could get that. I could get that duplicated. It may not. They may not be using actual rosewood leaf, but I can get that actual scent captured. Have you ever? Speaking of, I know we were talking about tea earlier. Have you all ever smelled green tea as a perfume? There's one company out there that actually makes a perfume oil that um, they make a perfume oil out of, it smells exactly like green tea. Sorry, I dropped my label. Oh, Katrina, I appreciate that. Thank you. And if you have any that's the thing too. Also, if you're ordering from the website, if you have any requested samples you'd like to try, um, I do add samples to the orders. So just let me know if there's any sample you want me to throw in there. I'll put it in there for you. Okay, cool, cool, Katrina. I appreciate that. What did you order? You're only familiar with white tea, white tea smell. Yeah, that the green tea. Thanks for the follow there. Living the life. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, this particular fragrance, it smelled just like a green tea, just like green tea. I had I ran across a guy, um, it was very intelligent guy actually. This guy, he uh, he makes perfume out of just natural things like. And I was gonna take some classes with this guy. He actually made perfume um, out of a poblano pepper. Can you believe that? He made perfume out of black tea, out of Wassam black tea, because it's a very fragrant tea as it is, and he literally made a perfume out of it. Katrina, cool. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. Katrina, what state did you say? Did you say what state you were in again? What state are you in? So we got the Bombshell is going to be the next fragrance that I'm filling up here. Ruby. You're in Chicago, Illinois? Okay. This is another nice one too. Bombshell. So hold on, guys. I gotta focus here. So the other night, I was actually trying to um, come up with a fragrance. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta do something. So I was trying to come up with a. There's this really premium mango fragrance that I'm gonna be stocking pretty soon, and it's just it's definitely unisex mango. It's not like an overly fruity type of mango, but it's one of those fragrances that I want it to be like, okay, if somebody wears it, they're going to be proud to say, this is so and so mango, right? And obviously, I want it to be a mango that's not trademarked because I'm trying to get away from like the designer names and stuff like that, right? So the mango is very, yeah, it's a very nice mango. There's I would even say thanks for the follow there, Katrina. Um, that mango is, I would say there's even some, maybe some floral notes in there, but it's a very fresh mango. I got so many compliments on that particular mango, and the mango fragrance I already carry now, it's good, but it's a very fruity. It's very fruity. This mango is not. It smells closer to a natural mango. So I'm trying to find a name, and if you all could give me some ideas, I would appreciate that. It needs to be a name that is not trademarked, and it needs to be a name that, let's say a guy in a formal attire is going to be, he's going to be proud to say what it is when somebody asks him about it. Because it's one of those types of mangoes, like somebody in a suit could wear it and get away with it. But it's an amazing fragrance. I mean, should I just not even name it mango whatever, or should I just give it a whole completely non-trademark name? What are your thoughts? Let me know what you think. Does it have to have the word mango? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And again, it cannot be a trademark name. I just don't want it to be a trademark name. Even though I could say our impression of or compared to, I just don't want to do that. My company is taking on a different approach when it comes to naming some of the new fragrances that I have coming in. Yeah, Katrina, it's going to be a whole. It needs to be a whole new name. It's a dang. I wish I could. I wish I could. Who's this? Somebody's. Accept. Somebody requested. Assalamualaikum.
वालेकुम सलाम कैसे हैं?
Yes, Rania.
Yes.
Yes, how's it going? Welcome to Extravagant Fragrances. We got. How's it going?
Pakistan.
Okay, great. How's the weather in Pakistan? How's the weather? So, ooh, you can use the word carabao. What? Which is the Philippine mango? Hey, that's yeah. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what just happened. You congrats on the win. Enjoy the victory lap with your creator. Carabao, carabao, which is the Philippine mango. Yeah. So wait, because I don't speak Tagalog, Monica, but my question is, if I use that, what carabao? Isn't that like an animal? Isn't that like carabao? Isn't that like an animal in the Philippines? Caribou. Okay. Caribou. I thought that was an animal. Okay, so let's see here. The next body oil that I'm feeling. This is going to be the Dior Sauvage body oil. You said caribou is the animal, or it's not the animal? That's what I thought. I thought it was an animal. Caribou. I know there was. I just know there was a. Oh, carabao. Carabao. Okay. Carabao. Carabao. Is that how it's pronounced? Carabao is the mango. Yeah, I should probably do that. I appreciate that, Monica. Carabao. Let me write this down. Man, I don't know. I don't speak to. Carabao. Carabao. Caribou. Carabao. I'll ask my mom. Show no. Okay, so the next one is going to be the Dior Sauvage. I gotta fill up 3 of those. That's another big seller, guys. Yeah, thank you. Definitely, Monica. I appreciate that. What merciful? What is the battling? Honestly, I'm new to TikTok, guys, so I don't know what this battling is all about. What is the battling? Tell me what it is. Everyone have a nice day. I'll take a look. We'll take a look here. Thank you, Katrina. Thanks for stopping through. I appreciate you for following and tuning in. And if you have any questions, you can also send me an email, extravagantfragrances@gmail.com. I can answer any questions you have. All right. So you have a good night and a good weekend coming up. Looks like we're about to die here on TikTok, so I'm gonna have to recharge this iPad. I may end up switching over to the Android. You can use the words Riche Royale, Riche Royale, Rich Royale. Yeah, Royale. Yeah. Okay. Shoot, man. That's awesome. That's an awesome idea. Just brainstorming. I like where your head is at on this. I remember I used to be a vendor of the dietary supplements, and we had one I set up, and we had actually a competitor. She was like a sports nutrition vendor. She was like there for like representing the company that she was representing, and she, me being a guy, I'm just like, I stacked the bottles of supplements in such a way where, it just didn't make my brand pop out. And she came over to the table and she's like, yeah, she's like, you gotta, she's like, your stuff, you need to make it pop. She's like, here, let's try this. And she moved the bottles in such a way where I was like, man, like she just changed everything around to make everything look better, So, yeah, I definitely appreciate the insights on that because I want the name to match with the quality of the fragrance because I think that fragrance, I mean, it's already a hit. All right, TikTok. I'm gonna thanks for joining in. I'm going to switch off of this laptop or this yeah, Monica. I'm gonna switch off here and I'm gonna go switch over to the Android. It's not the best quality, but I want to keep this live stream going. So I'll be right back, guys. Take care, everybody. So Monica. So um yeah, I just jumped off of the TikTok. But let's see here. Because the iPad is dying. The battery is dying off. But I like the footage though. But I'm still live here on YouTube though.
Was it fully charged?
Yeah, it was. Is there like a is there like a is there like a
There's a wireless charger.
no. I wonder if there's like a stand for this iPad. See this?
Yeah, there's a stand
So
to put a charger on.
yeah, because see, if I put the charger right here, boom, it's just gonna go, and it's just gonna be crushing it. Hold on a second. We got some highlights here. Yeah, show them. Is the TikTok shop doing well? So far, I mean, I think I got some orders on there. I got some orders on TikTok shop. Um, it's very I have to be honest with you. I was actually against TikTok. Like I really wanted nothing to do with TikTok before. Um, because we were being told, the Communist Party, China, and this and that, they're spying on American citizens, blah 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 blah. And you know, they're spying here, they're looking at your data and this and that. And so I was like, I want nothing to do with TikTok. and then I'm like, wait a second. Our own government is spying on us on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Google and collecting all of our data. So I just didn't want to hear it after that. After I realized, like, hold on a second. Yeah, I was just like, whatever, whatever. At least I can make some money on TikTok. On Facebook, they don't. I remember when Facebook used to let your stuff go viral, uh, and then and then they started getting greedy, and they started putting a cap on how your viral video would go or your post, right? And so you know that's how I was just like, I'm not trying to hear that anymore. This whole they're spying on us and all, because so are you. You're spying on all of our stuff too. You know what I'm saying? You got all kinds of what they call where they can track your keystrokes and all of this stuff from your phone, and so it's like calling the kettle black. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. I'm here to make money. I'm here to promote my product and my brand. You know what I'm saying? But as to answer your question, not to go too far off, yeah, everybody's making money off the data. So that's why, like, they say the data is the new oil, right? So that's why, like, whenever companies ask me for feedback, if I ever deal with a company or this or that or whatever, I give them the wrong data, actually, because you're not about to capitalize off of my data. You know, people that say, "Will you do this a short?" Like big corporations, when they say stuff like, "Will you fill out a short survey and let us know?" That you're giving them money when you do that. You're literally putting money into their bank accounts when you give them the data. So the kind of data that they have on me is all whacked out. Yeah, yeah. I will not participate in making their algorithm a well greased machine. I just won't do it. So yeah, I give them the wrong data every time. Sometimes I'm an old woman, sometimes I'm an old dude, sometimes I'm crippled. Sometimes it really depends. Sometimes I'm Black American, sometimes I'm Asian, sometimes I'm other race, right? Sometimes I'm Caucasian. It just depends on how I feel that day. You know what I mean? So yeah, anytime like all the census stuff gets put out, I don't give out the right information. No, no, sir, not me. You're not about to sit here and make me a cog in your machine, and so you can figure out who's spending money on what, even though they probably know that too. Like those stimulus checks, when they put those stimulus checks, they knew exactly. They knew all who the majority was buying money on shoes and sneakers and all this stuff in the department stores, you know. So yeah. So we got Island Dream is next. We're filling Island Dream up here. So Monica, you said you were in Seattle. Yeah, I went to see. I've been to Seattle once. I'm about to get back here on TikTok Live. What does the what does you mean the fragrance that I just poured? What does it smell like? Island Dream. This is it's just it's definitely we talk about gourmand notes. Yeah, it's a gourmand, but it smells like a tropical gourmand. You know, I'm getting hints of pineapple also, but that fragrance right here, honestly, it makes me want to. It makes me want to go to like Hawaii or something, and like go on like a tropical vacation. That's kind of the that's kind of what I'm getting from this fragrance. You need some? Hmm? You want me to be done? Hmm? Yeah, yeah. Island Dreams is stuff. This one's a very uh, it'd be nice to have this done in a premium uh, version, kind of like some of the French others that I carry. That's one of the things I noticed. Like a lot of the Arabic scents, they'll do like certain musks that are premium, but I don't see a lot. I don't see them do a lot of like this kind of stuff. That smells like it should be in like Bath and Body Works. Like that's what I would like to see them do this kind of stuff in a premium fragrance instead of just the like the premium quality hold on, the rest of your word is being blocked. I can't see. Yeah, it's not. It's just so. For example, like some of the utters, like the French utters, for example, they the way they're made is like they're made to be about like 40% stronger and pure than the regular domestic body oils that we see here in the US, right? These are good quality too. You know what I'm saying? Um, but your true fragrance fanatic, um, that's just gonna be really shelling out the cash to get like a really really high end fragrances, that's who that is for. That's the kind of clientele that's for. The type of clientele that doesn't mind spending, 25 $35 for a 1/3 ounce roll on, right? um so like the premium fragrances uh could cost, you know easily like 5 times more than what this stuff is made for. Yeah, exactly. I have yet to see that. I'd like to see that in the marketplace, just because it really appeals to the Western nose, you know, and taste. So we're going on about 2 hours here now.
Yeah, that's it.
This one, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get going here. We've been going about what 2 hours now. Looks like the YouTube community is asleep, except for you, Monica. Then again, you are over there on the West Coast. So, but I plan on doing these. Yeah, and I appreciate the ideas with the new mango coming. Um, but yeah, you can check me out also on TikTok. And if this goes well, I'll probably even try to do this on Instagram too. So, but until then, yeah, check back in, and hopefully we'll talk soon. Take care, Monica.